Position battles to watch ahead of the 2023 season. This from the Bleacher Report. For the Browns wide receiver, there will be a pair of starting jobs up for grabs with Elijah Moore, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Cedric Mullen, Marquise Goodwin, and David Bell in the mix. They also say defensive tackle. One starter in place with Dalvin Tomlinson. As for the other spot, Jordan Elliott, Siaka Ika, Maurice Hurst, Tristan Hill, Perion Winfrey, and then strong side linebacker. Last year, Sione Takitaki collected a career-high 71 tackles, sacked despite playing only 12 games. Because of that, the 27-year-old is the favorite to be the starting strong side linebacker for the Browns. Catches, he's still recovering from a torn ACL that ended his 2022 season. The wide receiver and the defensive tackle are going to be interesting to see as you go through training camp and preseason games.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at wide receiver, you might obviously have a starting three. It makes sense to kind of see who that starting three already is. Probably going to be Mari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and Elijah Moore. It'd be surprised if it wasn't one of those three. And the only reason I think it would be if one of those guys has a long-term injury or whatever. And then after that, you've got, obviously, Marquise Goodwin, you've got Cedric Tillman, you've got David Bell, you've got a bunch of guys behind those top three who could compete for a lot of reps and really try and force themselves into a rotation and give the Browns a lot of options to work with. I mean, last week when I was on with you, we talked about what Elijah Moore said about, how this receiver group has a lot of versatility to it, that there's guys who could beat you in they have different guys who could beat you in different ways, that they don't have, a fleet of speed guys. They don't have like a whole fleet of tall guys. They have a mix of guys, some who do a bunch of different things, and I think that's beneficial. And, when you're looking at defensive tackle, I mean, I think that's the big thing we're going to be looking at is, Dalvin Tomlinson's pretty much – you put that in one in Sharpie as far as one starting job, and then the other one that's going to be so interesting to watch, can Jordan Elliott, how is he going to look next to a bigger defensive tackle? Is he finally ready to step up in the last year of that rookie contract? Will Maurice Hurst be able to be healthy enough to show, that he's talented enough? That health was really the only thing that's kept him from being a viable, solid NFL player. Is Siaka Ika ready to step in as a rookie and have an impact at a position where I've said before that it's so hard for rookies to really have an impact at defensive tackle? So I think those two are going to be so interesting to watch. If nothing else, with receiver again, is just the allocation of reps and how often they go 4 or even 5 guys is going to be interesting. And also defensive tackle, just who wins that second job opposite Dalvin Tomlinson is going to be so interesting.